Guys, let us solve 19th question. Sorry, 20th question. In chemistry, DPP number 1. Right, the 20th question was given that minimum amount of O2 consumed per gram of reactant is per reaction don't know whether you understood question or not. I once again repeat this question. The minimum amount of oxygen consumed per gram of reactant is for the reaction. That means for which of the following reaction the least amount of oxygen is consumed. So also in the question some of the atomic masses were given, that is Fe 56, oxygen 16, magnesium 24, phosphorus 31, chlorine 35, carbon 12, hydrogen 1. These are the required atomic masses in order to solve this question. The question is given that minimum amount of oxygen consumed per gram of reactant. That is, suppose the first equation is given that 4Fe plus 3O2 gives rise to 2Fe2O3. This was the reaction. How we should check minimum amount of oxygen in grams especially in reactants in this reaction. For checking that, let's say here 4 into 56 atomic mass 56 grams of oxygen of iron requires 3 into 16 into 2, which is 32 grams of oxygen is needed. That means 1 gram of iron requires 3 into 32 by 4 into 56 grams, which means let's cancel out some of these 4 eights. 4 eights 32, right? And 8 sevens 56, right? That means 3 by 7, which is approximately 0.42 grams. Here if we observe 0 points, the option is coming to be 0 points. Let us check further options. If anything is beyond 0.42, then that will be the minimum amount of oxygen. But as per my knowledge, it is gonna be the least minimum oxygen. Okay. Next equation is, we should keep on checking the equations, and which is the least, we should go for that. Next equation is C3H8 plus 5O2 gives rise to 3CO2 plus 4H2. Here if we observe C3H8, which is 12 3s 36 plus 8, which is 44 grams of C3H8 requires 5 into 2 10 into 16 160 grams of oxygen. That means 1 gram requires 160 by 44, which means 1 gram of C3H8 requires 3.63 grams of oxygen. So this can be ruled out because the first one is 0.42. It, it is compulsorily less than this. So this equation is to be ruled out. Next equation. Let's go to the next equation. Let's write 0.42 here, which is least until now, and let's go to the next equation. Next equation comes out to be P4 plus 5O2 gives rise to P4O10. Okay. Here if we observe 4 into 31, which is 124, right? 124 grams of P4 requires 5 to the 160 grams of oxygen, which means 1 gram of P4 phosphorus requires 160 by 124 grams, which results as 1.29 grams, which also can be ruled out because it's more than 1, not at all less than 0 point value, something like this. And the last and final remaining equation comes out to be 2 mg plus O2 gives rise to 2 mgo. That means here 2 into 24, which comes out to be 48 grams of oxygen requires 32 grams of 48 grams of magnesium requires 32 grams of oxygen, which means 1 gram requires 32 by 48, which may be less than this. If we calculate it, it comes out to be, give me a minute, 1 gram of, yes, 0.66 grams it results as. So this can also be ruled out. So the perfect answer for our question will be this one, 0.42, right? This comes out to be the answer, and option 1 is the right answer, which is 4Fe plus 3O2 gives rise to 2Fe2O3, right?